Laurie Ruff. In 2004, Blake Ruff married the love of his life, a woman he thought was named Laurie Kennedy. Laurie was a private person who refused to speak about her past. When Laurie committed suicide in 2010, the Ruff family found a box that revealed a whole other story. Since 1988, she'd been living under a fake identity stolen from a dead girl. After Laurie's story became legend, Colleen Fitzpatrick, a genetic genealogist, signed up to help solve the case and led the police to the Cassidy family. The Cassidys had a daughter named Kimberly McLean, who ran away from home in 1986, furious over her parents' divorce. When police brought Laurie's picture to a family member, she cried out, "My God, that's Kimberly." A DNA match confirmed that Kimberly McLean was in fact Laurie Ruff. The discovery was bittersweet. Her mom had finally found her missing daughter, but unfortunately, she would never get to see her alive again. The Mary Celeste. In 1872, a ship called the Mary Celeste was found at sea completely deserted. Strangely, there were still 6 months of food and water on board and no sign of any damage or fighting. But every crew member had vanished. The legendary story of the Mary Celeste has attracted a lot of interest over the years, and now chemistry professor Dr. Andrea Sella believes he's figured out what happened. According to Dr. Sella, 1,100 liters or 300 gallons of alcohol had leaked on the boat, and the crew abandoned the ship when the alcohol exploded. Dr. Sella has conducted an experiment that stimulated the explosion. It would have blown the hatches open and terrified everyone on board, but wouldn't have left a single trace of damage. Caledonia Jane Doe. In 1979, a young woman was brought out into Caledonia, New York cornfield and shot 2 times in the head. Her pockets were emptied and heavy rain had washed away every piece of evidence that could have identified her. Even dental records didn't turn up a match, and the woman was buried without a name. Over in Florida though, another woman got to wondering about an old classmate of hers named Tammy Jo Alexander. She hadn't heard from her in years and tried to track her down. When she did, she found out that Tammy had run away years ago and that her mom, who had a heavy drug addiction, hadn't even bothered to report her missing. The classmate reported her worries to the police, who soon realized that Tammy was Caledonia Jane Doe. They hadn't been able to identify her by dental records because in her 16 years of life, Tammy's mom had never once taken her daughter to the dentist. Chelsea Brooke. Chelsea Brooke went to the last Halloween party of her life in 2014. She came dressed as Poison Ivy and went home at 3 a.m. with a man in a costume. No one knew her mysterious man's name, and Brooke never came home. 3 weeks later, she was found dead in an empty field. It took nearly 2 years for the police to narrow in on a suspect, and in July of 2016, they arrested a man named Daniel Clay, whose girlfriend claims that he confessed to the crime. So far, the police haven't released any details. The charges though paint a story on their own. The sexual conduct charges give us a pretty good guess of what Clay wanted. The second-degree murder charge tells us that the night didn't go the way he hoped, and the concealment of a body charge tells us he was hoping no one would ever find her. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Until tomorrow, goodbye.